Hey, hello to all my automotive aftermarket peoples. It's Carm Capriato Aftermarket Weekly episode. Let me see what number 133 with Jon Kloosterman. Hey, John, how are you? Welcome to the show, man.
Hey, Carm, how are you?
I'm great. Hey, we're going to talk a little bit today. Not only are we going to see your virtual tour of your original shop out of the four that you have, we're going to talk a little bit about the tech shortage and how you are looking to solve it. We're coming to you live on tape from the Dorman OE Fix Studio. A great partner with us, Dorman. Great products, brand new innovations each and every month. Hey, we all know that fixing cars is different than how the OE builds them. Now, take fuel lines, for instance. Fuel lines run and rust along with the chassis of the vehicle by nature. Now, especially in the colder months, trucks can be exposed to snow, salt, or rain, causing failure due to the corroded fittings, deterioration in the line. Now, to help you in your wallet, Dorman Products' team of engineers have redesigned the typical fuel line. Introducing Dorman's flexible stainless steel braided fuel lines. Made from braided stainless steel over flexible PTFE tubing, this upgraded material features a corrosion-resistant design. Each fuel line is an exact fit with the dimensions of each application. Now, improved durability is the highlight of this new design. This innovation is a Dorman OE fix, which means it's something that the original manufacturer doesn't offer. These fuel lines are quality assured and backed by their team of product experts and more than a century of automotive experience. Hey, want to learn more about Dorman's innovations? Visit dormanproducts.com/tour. Yes, they are an innovative company. Every time I go to a show or I go to Philadelphia to see them, I always see all these great new products, so much good stuff going on. Well, John, so glad that I'm going to see you, and I don't even know when this thing is going to broadcast, but I know we're going to be at the Transformers Institute Summit at the end of November, early December in Cancun. That's got to be tough to take.
Yeah, it's a really, really hard conference to go to.
Yeah, I bet you it is. So you're inside these training rooms, and boy, what an incredible agenda is there for Transformers. And you just look outside and see. I wish I was by the pool, huh?
Yeah. Well, my wife will probably enjoy that part of it a lot more than I will. So
I'm glad. So I'm going to be there. Good to see you in person. Thank you so much for the stuff that you've done with us in the past. Recent Town Hall Academy on going paperless with Bill Hill and Aaron Woods. So thank you so much for that. Hey, technician shortage. You and I were chatting about that. And you know what? We can go ad nauseum on this. We've got a lot of great shows coming out about this. We've done a lot of shows about it. But ultimately, you know, what people talk to me about is building an apprentice program and making sure that they're in lockstep with bringing on new people. You guys doing that?
yeah, so we started doing this quite a few years ago, and not really doing it by a planned, organized operation. It was more or less we were a very next man up mentality organization. That gave us the opportunity to take an extra person in each store and train them and give them an opportunity to work with people. So we always had an extra person, but as the demographic has changed over the last couple of years, that isn't as easy to do anymore. So we've developed an apprenticeship program, and I know a lot of other people in this industry are doing the same thing. And you just kind of cater it to your own organization. But we've offered tool funds. We match with a master technician, and then we give them a time frame on when they have to complete certain certifications.
Yeah.
So the full plan is basically 2 years, and it's worked out really well for us, and it's given us the opportunity to grow as the last couple of years have gone on, and we've been very fortunate. The biggest thing is finding people that adhere to your culture, because you can run a lot of people through a building, doesn't mean that they all fit.
How soon do you see, John, that an individual that you were really high on isn't a fit? I mean, do you literally say, all right, we're 4 months in and it's just not going where we expected? I mean, you're not gonna hang in there for a full 2 years, are you?
No, you can't
Right.
because you'll lose good people for the bad one you're trying to make work.
Yeah. And how many times have we all been in that situation?
Yeah. square peg round hole. It just doesn't work. So
Yeah.
we've I mean the last one I was high on, a guy that we just hired in one of our locations, and he was recommended by another employee, and he was there for a week, and we already knew. I mean, it
A week.
was, and he lasted about a month, and that was it. And the service manager there says, we'll try everything once, and that was our one time, so
Oh my God,
we're
that's
moving
so funny.
past.
It's amazing how our intuition or the world around us or our peoples come up to us and they slap you on the side of the arm and they say, John, don't wait.
Yeah, yeah,
John,
they know quick.
yeah,
They
they
know
usually
quick.
they usually do. And you know what? It's tough to make a perfect hire at an apprentice level. I mean, if you were hiring an A-tech or maybe you found a unicorn and you really wanted to double check and be certain that all the knowledge and all the experience that this person has can really lend itself. But you got to get to the core of the culture. If not,
Yeah.
it's like it's like infected with COVID.
Yeah, we've had
Uh,
enough of that. We don't need it in our businesses
See,
now.
and there's a metaphor for us to grab onto. Don't
Right.
don't hire a COVID
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. No, it's and apprentices, when you hire them in, I mean, they're so much more impressionable on the front end. So there's a better, for us, it seemed that there's a lot better possibility that they're going to fit your culture, because they seem to mesh better. You get
Yeah,
some of the more experienced technicians in, and they have certain things that I mean, they're a little bit more set in their ways in some things, and that's not a bad thing. It just doesn't always mean that it's going to be as easy to change in your organization
yeah.
or to fit. So, and we've had a lot of fun with some of these apprentices, and in the video you'll see one of them standing he would in the video, and then there's a poster in the back that I want to touch on when we get to it too. So
Sure. All right, great. So finding apprentices, people are finding them from all different areas, being on a high school advisory board, a college advisory board, asking customers, holding STEM classes and bringing young people in, working with the Big Picture program in high schools. There's so many areas and ways to find interns that ultimately turn into apprentices. How have you found your people?
a lot of them have been through high school programs. So I'm on the board of advisors for the local career line tech center for the automotive program. Some of the teachers or trainers in those as part of that program have sent kids our ways. They know our way. They know the type of program that we're putting these kids into. They know that they have a better opportunity to succeed if they get into an organization that is willing to have boundaries and guidelines to get them to the next step. So that's helped. That's where we've gotten a lot of them from. Some of them are just work-based programs through high schools,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
some of them are just flat out uh, the kids of current customers. So, I mean,
Yeah.
just open mind, open door. I mean, that's all we can do with the apprentices. So
I'm glad you broke the code on that because I think there's a ton of opportunity sitting inside the customer base. You're right.
there is,
Yeah.
there is. So
Well, guess what I forgot to do in the early part of the show? I forgot to announce that you're the director of operations at Westside Service in Zeeland, Michigan, a 4-location operation. And don't ask me why. That just, you know what? Because I know you so well. We just started the chat, and
yeah, no, no,
I,
no
for,
problem.
I forgot the formal introduction. But anyway, would love to look inside your business. Now you've got 5 shops, 4 locations. Let's look inside this great video tour, and that's the beauty of Aftermarket Weekly. We give you a video tour each and every week, narrated by the person in charge. Either it's the owner or it's the director of ops. So, John, and this is your original location, right?
Yeah. So this started out as a 3-bay service center that had fuel and auto repair, and we expanded it. It's now 7 bays. We have in-floor alignment machine. It's been an awesome place to work. This is where I started out. My first interaction with Westside was in this location. Um, it's an awesome community, and as you can see from the pictures looking out of the building, we're right in the middle of the community. So
Yeah. How's the gas business for you?
It's something that our service staff works with. They're not always thrilled about, um, but it's not really. You would think that it would maybe a draw for customers, clientele. It's really not. Our customer bases are very different, um, but it's cool to have because nobody else has that.
Yeah. Guys, I stopped the videos so that I could comment on the bathroom. I have to say that I have never seen a half wall like that in any bathroom. Tracy, I don't know about you, but I've never seen a half wall like that that blocks the commode. Interesting. Nice.
It's an old building. It's a very old building.
Very
So
nice.
the doors are not very wide. I mean, it's everything's structural is very 1970s. So
That's okay. Retro's in, baby.
yeah, we're loving every bit of it. So
Nice. Look at this. ASE on the wall. Oh boy. So proud of all your accomplishments here, I see.
yeah, we just ASE is the only certification in our industry that really is nationally known. So that's what we kind of, or that's not what we kind of push for, but that's what we push for in our
Sure.
organization. It's
Sure.
very important.
Manager's office, I imagine.
Yeah, this is the office for the building. It doubles as a lunchroom if it needs to be. There's the downside of having a really old building is there's not a lot of extra space, and because of that, there's no lunchroom. So this
Right.
doubles as it. So
Got it. Nice. A beautiful lobby. It looks like you've got all the amenities there.
yeah, the couch was something we found on Craigslist. Had repainted, reupholstered. Fits the
Nice.
setting perfectly. So
What was it? Was that a Cadillac?
yeah,
Cadillac? It
yeah.
was. Okay.
I think it's a '76. So
Okay. Love them
so
fins.
yep. So that was Levi that was standing there. He's one of our apprentices.
Okay.
So he's a load of fun. So he's doing very well. He's been with us for 6 months. He's ready to take the next step. Um, sometimes, and yeah. So and then that's the technician that just walked through there is another one. He's an A-level technician that's going to one of our other location, but he goes to Zeeland to train because that's where our main lead techs trainer is works out of.
You know,
So he spends a week there.
I love what you said about it's a 1970s building, right? And if you have ever been around as long as I have, or can I'm with it. I mean, it's the block walls. It just reminds me of the old days, and it's stuffed with everything. There's little mini rooms like I
Yeah,
saw.
yeah.
You know,
It's our
it's
oil room. We keep all of our supplies in there. There's no extra space in these buildings. It's a
nothing.
7 bay building. We run four main techs and 2 apprentices out of here. So space is incredibly limited. This time of year, there's tires stacked up between the stalls because it's
They're all
snow time
sold,
around
right?
by
They're
us.
sold.
Yep,
I bet you they're all sold. Yeah,
they are. They are. They're all sold. They're just waiting for customers to come in to have them put on. The underneath that orange truck is our in-ground alignment rack.
I see it.
Um, so when we renovated this building in 13, we had all in-ground heating put in. So there's all water pipes running through the concrete in here so that in the winter, everything dries off incredibly quickly. It keeps everything more consistently warm. It's been a huge plus in that building. So
I want to comment on the cut through, and I didn't stop the tape in time, but you know, I've seen how many times people have expanded their operations, and that cut through is just like the standard for just about every place. You know, line the 2x6s around
yeah,
around the
so
cut through. It looked beautiful.
the reason we did that is because when we did the addition, we had a customer that had a fleet of limos. So we could literally drive those limos straight in the door and all the way through if we wanted to.
Got it.
So it was a cool deal. So this is what I was referencing earlier. So we're incredibly proud of our culture, and every year we set a goal. Um, the last couple years, last year and then this year, we set a goal that we have a lot of outdoorsmen on our team. So we said, okay, if we hit a certain criteria for the year, then the whole organization is going to this local outdoors store that we know the owners of. They shut the whole store down. We go in there, and everybody gets a set amount of money to spend in that store, and they can buy hiking gear or bows, pistols. I mean, anything you can think of, and it's a awesome deal. But that's where that picture came from, and so we hung those in each location because it was an awesome night, and we're planning on doing it again this year. And it's just the teams look forward to it for the whole year. Um, it was a lot of fun. So
Good for you. Good for you. Looks like the Diag area.
So yeah, this is where our Westside Auto Group lead technician works out of. This is where he does all of his training. Yeah, then we have all of our bulk fluids that we can't fit in the basement. I didn't go into the basement because it's dark and it's all it has is oil drums everywhere.
Sure.
So
yeah. Well, it's typical of a place that you're stuffed into, and there's nothing wrong with that because you're doing commerce, baby. Get them in, get them out, huh?
Right. So
nice parking lot.
Yeah. All those cars in the back are all stuff that we have to work on or have completed, and we've been fortunate enough to have enough parking in our behind the shop to accommodate how good our community has been to us. So
excellent. Wow, great. Thank you for taking this great video and for showing off your place. And I know you have 4 other shops, but a really cool thing is they have actually 5 shops, 4 locations. And you were telling me that in one of the shops, you do a pretty heavy diesel program, right?
We do. That's new to us. We've been in it about, I would say, 10 months. There's a learning curve. It's not the same. The concepts are the same. The industry is not, but it's there's great people in that industry though too. So it's been fun. That side of it is all new to us. So we've never done that before. So
is there any one special person leading that whole fleet diesel side?
Yeah, so when we purchased the location, we retained the previous owner, and he's running the diesel side now.
Okay.
He's the lifeblood of that side of it, and he's got a ton of relationships in the community. He's an awesome individual, and so he runs that diesel side, and he does well.
I love and he used to own it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we hear this, we talk about this occasionally, where you're looking for a great business to integrate into yours, maybe not necessarily another location, but an entity that you could bring in if you found an individual who said, you know what, I don't want to write checks anymore. I don't want to worry about the government. I just want to work. I just want to do this. Somebody buy me and hire me.
Yeah.
And that's what happened, right?
Yeah, and he just got to a point where he didn't literally, the biggest thing that I've been able to gather from him is that he just didn't want to look for people anymore. And that was and that's something we talked about at the beginning of the episode. And when we look for locations or have in the past, it's never been about the specific location. It's been about the people in it. And this was a 3rd generation location. It's an awesome family. We just had an open house. Their whole family came. They're just great people. And that's what we're looking for is do they have people on their team that culturally fit that we can keep on board?
Yeah.
And that's been our target area. I mean, there's opportunities in other areas, but the main thing in our businesses is people. So
years ago, I was just chatting with a bunch of shop owners that I knew, and I asked them this open-ended question way before Transformers was around and MSO, multi-shop operations, were ever thought of. And back in the day, we were talking about building. I'm trying to remember a mall, an automotive mall, where there'd be an insurance person there and a detail shop there, and of course an automotive service. And if I could if you'd sell your business to this group and you sell yours and you sell yours and just come in because you love to do alignments, you love to do diag, we'll give you an ownership piece of this whole thing. And what a concept is take the business list, take the team, take the expertise from the owner and build this really huge, if you will, Taj Mahal, which I think Craig Bunch likes to talk about a lot. And so conceptually, it's a great way to grow.
Yeah. It's a lot of people to keep happy too, though.
Well, and for you guys, if you and the owners weren't into the diesel side of the business or fleet, it's something that you guys have to pay attention to. But no pain, no gain, baby.
Right. There's struggles everywhere, all along the way. So,
Jon Kloosterman, thank you so much, Director of Ops, Westside Service, Zeeland, Michigan. I'll see you in Cancun soon. Thanks for coming on, man.
Appreciate it, Carm. Thank you.
Great job.